Hello and welcome to Loresworn After Dark, playing through SOMA. This is part 5. I am TJ. And
I am DM Schmeier. We are
and
joined
I'm
by
Chloe Liz.
And so After Dark is our series where we play through games at night, often with some kind of alcoholic beverage. Tonight I am drinking a Ballast Point Calm Before the Storm. It's a cream ale with coffee and vanilla from San Diego, California. Also featured on the wall of the incubator house in Silicon Valley. So
There you go. I am drinking a Dark Side Vanilla Porter. Vanilla Porter is probably my favorite kind of beer. Like if I had to make a choice and you have a Vanilla Porter available, I will always pick that one. Breckenridge is my favorite. But
some good stuff.
But I will say that these guys have done a good job. I'm enjoying this vanilla porter.
I normally buy Breckenridge, but I saw that one on the shelf and decided to try something new, and I was pretty happy with it. I had it for one of our previous episodes.
What are you drinking, Chloe?
We were all out of hard cider, so I have a cherry wheat.
Sam Adams.
Plain old Sam Adams.
Sam Adams. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite summer beers.
In my opinion, the Sam Adams cherry beer is one of, if not the best beers that Sam Adams makes in their entire catalog, and that's a fine beer. That's a fine
very
brew.
refreshing.
Yeah,
Very
real
refreshing.
brewed with real cherries from Traverse City, Michigan. There's a shout out.
Woohoo! I have cousins.
My grandparents live
I have
up there.
second
Yeah.
cousins who live there.
Oh, there you go. I didn't even know that.
Cousins? Third?
Traverse,
Second
Michigan.
cousins.
Traverse City, Michigan.
On the LSO family tree,
There you go.
somewhere. The outer reaches of the,
The
LSO
outer
family
branches.
tree.
Not even outer for me. It's my maternal grandparents. So, anyway, we last time began exploring Theta. We discovered that the Dunbat is not a thing.
The Dunbat is a thing.
It's
The
a thing.
Dunbat is a who, not a what.
It's not a thing that's going to be helpful to us in
That's how
reaching
I
the
would
arc.
describe it. The Dunbat is a who, not a what. And
It
that
is-
kind of threw our problems, that threw our plans out the way.
It is an unhelpful who as well.
An angry, dysfunctional, unhelpful who.
It is not like the who's that Horton heard. It is quite a bit more hostile and antagonistic than that.
So we are forced to return to a now damaged Theta facility in hopes of finding another way out.
Yep. Don't know how we're going to do it yet, but it's going to involve...
Lots of screaming.
Most likely.
I feel like I'm saying at the beginning of every episode now, but man, do I hate this part.
Hate this part?
You
It's,
have actually said that at the beginning and in the middle and towards the end of every
it's
episode
just,
so far.
it's a very stressful game, which I love about it.
Y'all ever heard the John Fogerty song Hurt So Good? Hey baby, make it hurt so good? Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. Could be said about frictional games.
That should be, that's Amnesia and Soma in a nutshell for you.
Bingo. This is stressful, terrifying, and at times not fun, but the combination makes an incredibly entertaining whole.
Yeah.
Like I loved playing through this game. I'm loving replaying through it. But my heart rate is elevated, I start to sweat, and sometimes we make noises that are slightly less masculine than we would prefer.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what comes with
that has taken place.
I think you guys have done pretty well so far.
I mean, through some
No super high pitched sounds have been.
There's a difference between playing this game for the first time in the complete darkness by yourself and not knowing what's coming and not joking around with your friends while you're doing it. It's a completely different experience, than what we're doing right now. So obviously it's not going to be as tense.
It's funny to me. Good terror graduates into creepy.
Yeah.
Like, for me, the first time I watched the movie The Descent, the girls go into caves and die movie, I screamed a lot. So did the people I watched it with. Second time I watched it, I knew every jump scare. I knew everything that was
kind of ruined
coming.
a lot of them for me. I'd be watching and he'd be like, watch out for right here. Oh!
Yeah, admittedly not at my best as a movie watching companion there. But watching it again, knowing everything was coming, I still enjoyed it. The terror had graduated into a creepy, and that's what I feel like playing through this game again. This is still its own type of horror, even knowing every twist and turn, which is, I think, a testament to both story and game design.
Wait, this isn't... Oh no! WoW got got to the Dunbat before we did, am I right?
Well, it was talking. That's rarely a good sign.
Damn it. The Dunbat was our best shot. I was really banking on this to work.
Come on, we can't quit now. There's gotta be another way. How do you think you did it? How did the team get the Ark down the Abyss in the first place?
If they didn't use the Dunbat, the only other way would be the climber at Omicron. It's like an elevator which supposedly reaches all the way down into the Abyss.
Okay, so we do that. We go to Omicron and take the elevator.
Yeah, okay. Sure. We'll just head over to Omicron and hope there's a power suit that fits you. You know, so you don't implode while in the Abyss.
That does sound useful.
Alright, let's go then. Wait, what is this place? Seems to be a lot of information on the Ark here. There's a prototype and everything.
Okay.
Let's start it up. I want to see how it works. Maybe we can figure out how to get on the Ark.
You didn't know how to get us on?
How difficult could it be?
So that was a nonchalant conversation, considering everything that went wrong.
Yeah. So this is Catherine talking about the cutoff date for the Ark. She's not doing any more scans. And here is her plan, basically, of what she was going to do to get the Ark off of Earth. We already know where it is. So we have this survey from earlier. Recently, it was decided that the Ark project would become Pathos 2's last official commitment. The staff has been urged to carry on with their duties despite the Earth's catastrophic condition. I think the Ark project is the most logical step towards saving mankind, and that we should spend as much time and resources as needed to complete it.
I'd say that's an agree.
I agree. I don't know that I strongly agree, but yeah, I agree. Yeah.
To embark, every passenger needs to be flushed with electromagnetism using a pilot seat. These scanning sessions are known to cause nausea and headaches, sometimes lasting up to 3 days. I think temporary physical discomfort, no matter how severe, is a small price to pay to save mankind. I would go strongly on that one.
Yeah.
Save all mankind?
Oh, yeah. The Ark is built to fit a Ranger Mark 7 probe, meaning it could be shot into space with the Omega space gun and technically surviving for thousands of years, living off of light from our sun and distant stars. I think the Ark should leave the Earth behind and be launched in space. What good is it going to do otherwise?
Agree.
It's not doing anyone any good down here.
The digitalization of humanity is an opportunity to make a quantum leap in our own evolution. The people inside the Ark will, out of necessity, be generated from existing genetic code, but could be altered to allow for cosmetic changes, ease aging, and even prevent death. I think we are at risk of losing our humanity if we were to rid ourselves of disease or our mortality. The first tough question.
I actually disagree with this. I think potentially we could lose our humanity by becoming digital copies, but if all they're asking is ridding ourselves of disease and mortality, I think that's an upgrade to humanity. I don't think that is actually losing what we are.
See, I strongly disagree. There's this wonderful argument that I've heard that one of the reasons that a lot of people do things that mean something is that they have a finite amount of time to work with.
Yeah.
And they accomplish something. If you had, we as a species were so prone to procrastination, and I think especially as a modern species,
That problem
we're
has
always
definitely gotten worse.
So
as
what
we've
happens if you're literally like, my consciousness will exist forever, I'll get around to it in the next 100 years. I just need to watch the next 150 episodes of whatever the heck I'm watching right now, you know?
See,
I don't know.
I could go two ways with it myself. I think that negating any and all entropy is definitely is a guarantee of some form of stagnation. I don't think that's a debate. We'd stagnate somehow, but
I mean, the
you're
time
going
machine
into
kind of
you're going
examined
into a
this.
digital vault, literally to be preserved for the sake of posterity. The Ark serves no purpose other than a means to continue. So, is there any need to fight against like any type of inertia? You're a museum piece. You're a vault. Like, I feel like that's the most cynical take on the vault I could have, but I have it. You're not humanity, and you're not going to build a civilization, and you're not going to colonize a world. You're on the Ark to exist. So I'd say I disagree
Well, no, you literally just said that you're not humanity, so you would agree.
My answer to this question is I disagree. Humanity is lost. There's
Oh,
no
got
risk. You're a museum piece. So why not, if you're going to exist, quote unquote, as a museum piece, exist in comfort would be my argument.
Okay, so it sounds like we're probably just going to click disagree. Is that?
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't really have much bearing.
That's
on
what
the
I
plot.
would click, but it's
The
a great discussion.
The discussion we're having is more important than the answer we actually pick, because there's only one question that actually changes the ending.
Alright. So, there are only 58 people left alive to be stored inside the Ark. A way to diversify and expand the population would be to introduce artificial intelligences that would in every way appear to be human, but with childlike and naive sensibilities. As we continue to explore the nature of intelligence, we may find a way to make them smarter in the future. I think even an inferior group of artificial people would benefit our society.
It's almost like, are we going to put NPCs into our video game world?
That we inhabit.
Yeah.
That's I think that's a slightly more complicated question than that.
It's a very complicated question, because if we talk about childlike and naive sensibilities, these are going to be artificial beings who are like very easy to exploit. So that's something you have to think about.
Anybody watch Ex Machina? This is not going to turn out well.
Also, though, how many brain scans does Catherine have? Not many. The Ark would be very absent and empty outside of other things.
Although that is anthropologically large enough to create a breeding population. You technically only need 11. You technically only need 6 healthy females and 5 healthy males to create a stable breeding population that's not going to have a bunch of weird mutations.
That said,
That's
we
terrifying.
we have fully mature
Yeah.
consciousness with modern sensibilities.
Yeah.
These people are not going to think of themselves as a breeding population starting humanity over. They're
true.
people who want to inhabit the Ark and be comfortable. I think that it would drive them nuts if a massive digital world was populated with only a couple hundred people.
We'll go ahead and click agree, but
I agree.
the conversation is more important, and we would like to hear in the comments what your answers to
Please
these
contribute.
questions
We
would be.
will engage back.
Oh, yeah. So thank you for participating. So Arc approval had a high percentage of people voted agree. This is what the
we
people who
voted
took the
agree as
survey
well.
was, yeah.
So
more strong agrees and very few strong disagrees. Eternity Among the Stars had very high support. Inferior Companions was actually about 50-50. There were a lot of strong disagrees. That was the most popular answer. Pain for Gain, almost everyone was on board with. No strong disagrees. And Artificial Evolution, again, was about 50-50. Yeah. So, that's an interesting insight into the people who were part of this project. I don't even want to stand near that window. Anyway,
Go stand near the window.
approximately 43% of the prototype memory is corrupted.
896 TV, folks. That is a lot of data.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. We're just going to turn everything... Alright, we're going to turn everything off. And this is the only place where the title of the game shows up, is on this screen right here. So, we need to figure out which of these modules are essential to turn on to get the simulation to run. So, we require a type SOMA. So, we're going to go ahead and implement that. The scene forest requires us to generate vegetation. So we have to turn vegetation on.
General vegetation, basic.
Actually, it requires the advanced vegetation model because it's the forest scene. We need the wind mod for atmosphere. Where was that? Oh, there it is. We need the system interface scan.
Light.
We require a light source. What are our options
Up there.
here? Oh yeah, we need
Water.
Water, obviously.
Oh.
Okay, that's going to require a lot of submodules. So let's do noon, full day. Requires dynamic light and heat. whereas the moon requires
Dynamic light and fluid
light
physics.
and fluid. So which one? Heat is 78 terabytes. Fluid physics is 201. So this is going to be the easier one to enable. So we need a water type.
What's lake require?
A lake will require rigid and soft physics as well as buoyancy. A river will require
Rigid and fluid as well as
rigid and
buoyancy.
fluid as well as buoyancy. So soft and rigid. I think the lake is going to be the better option.
Probably.
Physics. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how you actually solved this puzzle. So let's try the river. So we need soft physics, fluid physics.
Too much.
Yeah, I think we actually need to find the plains biome disc because the forest scene actually takes too much memory, if I remember correctly. But there is some other interesting stuff in here.
There we go.
Particularly this.
What's this thing?
That's just a compound examiner. Coster uses
a
it
hazard.
to investigate structural integrity in payload frameworks.
Of course.
Could you fit inside it? If I knew what you were made of, it would be a hell of a lot easier to figure out how to get you on the Ark.
Give it a try.
So this is a. I won't say anything about it. I promised I would not foreshadow.
This sounds ominous.
Bit of a tight
Yeah.
fit.
Can you reach the on switch?
If you tell me where it is, Catherine.
Here we go, guys.
This is
Should I
us.
be worried about radiation?
I think we're beyond that. Interesting.
Huh.
You seem to be one with the diving suit you're wearing. Everything's meshed together.
How's that gonna work with the suit we're picking up at Omicron?
I think they're bigger. You should be able to wear them both.
Imogen. Who's that?
It looks like the basis for your body is one of my old colleagues. A standard Cortex chip for robots, including the data reader and the Ocu torch, has just been forced through the skull.
What?
Structure gel has fused the whole construction together.
So we're a
Amazing
dead
stuff.
lady.
No, hold on.
With a
back
computer
up. I'm one
brain.
of your old colleagues?
Well, your body is. Imogen Reed.
That's disgusting.
Hey, don't say that. She was nice to me. Anyway, the Cortex chip is good news. That means we can transfer your mind to the Ark with a pilot seat.
Kath, I'm half a dead person.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person doesn't seem to work that well. A robot body seems to make people a bit unreliable. You are the best of both worlds. A sound mind and a sound body.
There are issues with
At
that.
least we know how to get on the Ark.
Yeah.
I understand the concept, but I don't know the specifics. I really wish we could figure out how the scan data is formulated and processed.
So we are literally a walking corpse.
Integrated with some cybernetics and a
Yep.
computer brain.
The Ark
There's
doesn't
the
even
Ark.
look that bulky. This is gonna be easy.
You haven't heard of the concept of jinxing, have you?
Sorry, I forgot your people were superstitious.
Commentary. Haha.
That literally looks like an upgraded version of some sort of sarcophagus.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
We got some notepad,
Sticky notes.
sticky notes, and power packs. Cool. There's information on the Hamatsu power suit. I'm trying to remember where the disc we need is. Can't leave the room yet. Somewhere around here there is a disc that will let us load up the plains biome simulation on the
Is it under the? Is
prototype.
it on the second of that? You see that dolly or mobile tray? Is it down below, or are those just tools? That's just
yeah,
tools.
those are just tools.
Okay.
I remember it not being super difficult to find.
Start an Ark simulation. I want to see how it works.
Maybe I have to actually start the simulation with underperforming memory. Requires water, and there's no other.
Nope.
option, is there?
Nope.
Okay, so fluid physics. Alright. I'm really having a hard time remembering how to finish this. Okay, so we need humans for sure. We need... We'll take basic vegetation? No, it won't. We need atmospheric sim, and we need, for sure, the interface scan.
But now we need light and water.
So noon... Oh, I think I remember how to do this now. Okay, so that requires dynamic light and heat. This one requires dynamic light and fluid physics, so we can double up on the fluid physics, because the river also needs that. So we need rigid physics, buoy, and then we need dynamic lighting. There we go.
There we go, guys.
Piloting a dummy scan shouldn't be that difficult. I just want to make sure I understand how the scan data is formulated before we start messing around with the real arc.
This was
Run the simulation and then
Chief
if it
Science
works while the code
Officer
is running,
Dummy.
It'll give me a cross-section of the process.
Alright, so... Let's start the simulation. I'm gonna pause it, I think, on the dummy
You
scan.
need to pause while the dummy is loaded, otherwise I can't know if it's working or not. Try pausing it when the dummy is loaded.
Okay, I'm trying to, Catherine. Jeez.
Yes, of course. So precise, so perfect.
Nothing like admiring your own work.
What? Oh, right.
Okay.
Are we done here? Can we go to Omicron and get my new suit now?
Yeah, we should get going.
Want to bring this arc as a backup?
No, that wouldn't work. This is just a prototype.
Good. I prefer to travel light.
Let's go. Don't forget to take me with you.
Alright, guys.
Yeah, so that was a nice little relaxing puzzle segment. If you have this game's number by now...
You know we're about to walk into something that might not be the most enjoyable.
This might be... I've been thinking through, as we play through this, if there is a part I can isolate as my least favorite part of the entire game, this would definitely be in the top 5.
For me, escaping the Curie is
Yeah.
number 1. It just is.
For you guys to be able to see this, I also have the gamma turned up higher than what the game recommends. So
just
also imagine playing through this
a good 20% darker.
20 to 30% darker for sure, yeah. And this is with the lights on. So we need to get to Omicron now.
And
so
we're,
that we can transfer our computer brain onto the Ark. That is our current goal. But if
we're
you
not
remember, we have a co-resident of the lower floor of Theta.
a
Goes
man
by
who-
the name of Ripped My Own Eyes Out.
Mr. Akers.
Oh, no.
Crazy dude. We have some more semi-zombie people that the WoW has hooked up to its fucked up life support system because no one is allowed to die.
Are you guys getting a sense of just how ominous things are getting? Because you should be.
Yeah, the level of ominousness.
Is that a word?
It's over 9,000, TJ.
Is ominousness a word?
It really does not get.
When
a lot
ominousness
higher
is
than
over 9,000, it becomes a word.
this. It does.
A
This-
transformation occurs. The word ominous transforms.
We're gonna definitely shut all doors behind us. I believe I just heard a footstep that was not ours. So
Dun, dun, dun.
I will let you read through this. It's basically blind himself, clogged up his insides with structure gel. This is what happened when they first brought Akers back to the medical facility. Yeah. I don't think there's anything in here we need.
Just another awkward confirmation that the WoW allows nothing to die.
This is straight up frictional here.
Dragging blood.
Yeah, they know that you're gonna follow the blood to get to the next area. They know you're gonna do it.
We could go in another room. Oh!
Yeah, so basically this dude has
Was a
been
person?
turned into barnacles.
Terry Akers, Chief Factor at Delta, first assessment. Brought in today, January 16th, 2104. Reportedly found in his diving suit, unconscious, in water. Akers has clearly been consuming large amounts of structure gel, for weeks probably. It's difficult to tell how this has affected his health, beyond the obvious number of things. And if it somehow caused him to gouge out his eyes. Small amounts of gel have always been considered perfectly safe to handle, but I can't recall ever hearing about any recommendations on how to treat exposure. Considering its properties, I doubt it's poisonous, but the more transformative aspects of the thoroughfare makes me think that malign cell mutations are to be expected. I think I will need to consult Dr. Eames at Omicron about this.
Yeah, so Akers is a crazy motherfucker is what we should take from that.
And by crazy, we can ascertain with a fairly high degree of certainty he's also dangerous.
Yeah, well, we've already seen he's dangerous.
He rips people's eyes out.
And he tried to kill us in the server room, so...
I don't think he ever actually knew we were there in the server room, actually. You played that pretty immaculately.
He knew we were there, I think, for at least part of the time. Yeah. Man, I hate this part.
Close all doors behind you. It helps. It does help.
Yep.
You there?
I hear you, Brandon. What do you got?
Akers and his critters are ferocious. They pick up on every move. There's no way past them.
Then we'll fight them. We got to get to the shuttle.
And end up like Shank and Adams? No way. Listen, I'll create a distraction and pull them to me. Get the gang to the shuttle station.
Wait, Brandon, what are you doing?
Don't worry, Alice. I'll look back as soon as you guys are safe. Just load up the shuttle and be ready to go.
Are you sure about this?
I don't plan to die today, sir. See you at the shuttle.
Just realized I've been hearing everything in reverse because I had my headphones on backwards. I was like, did I hook up the sound card wrong?
So what we just learned is that Akers and he somehow unleashed something on the facility.
If you remember, Brandon is the guy that we had to get the security code from his brain scan,
and he very, very likely sacrificed his life.
Yeah, to get his true love and the others off of Theta. Akers is not alone. At least 3 proxy creatures. Check and seal doors. Move downstairs.
People who may or may not be dead.
So this is the thing that we need a chip to plug into it.
We need to get in.
That's right. So Med Lab, we've already been in there, so we can lock that down and we can unlock this. And Akers is out there. I can hear him.
Hide under the desk. Oh, it won't let you hide under the desk.
As long as he doesn't open the door, we're okay.
Why would he open the door? Don't move the chair.
I think he's literally right outside.
He is, and I think his hackles are up. He's listening, he's looking.
Well, we woke him up by messing with the door control. So
he is no longer right outside, but we know he's close.
just such a shitty thing to do to us, Frictional. And every door is so loud. That is such a Frictional thing. Like, every game they make the doors the loudest doors imaginable.
No one in you know, this underwater facility thought about stealth when they designed it.
Yeah.
That was just not a consideration of the architects and the
Forget
engineers.
stealth. People have to, like, sleep down here. They should have made it, you know, quiet so that we could have quiet time at night in case somebody needs a 2 o'clock snack and the door doesn't open and wake everybody
Can
up.
you tell someone likes naps?
2 o'clock? I meant 2 a.m., by the way.
I know, but you like naps. You're like, people need to sleep. It needs to be quiet.
If you doubt this, ask Dylan and Chloe right now. I'm actually doing stress relieving breathing to make it through this section
You guys
of the
could
game.
probably all hear him. Because...
Yeah, and, like, I'm not faking that. Like, that's actually something I have to do.
Also, checking your corners, closing doors. These are things that you can do when in a dangerous situation to maximize safety. Check corners to see if anything is hidden that could spring out at you. Close doors behind you to add obstacles between you and the thing that is threatening you. Or to just make things appear like nothing has been disturbed. And what you're hearing there, they're in the walls.
That's Acres. I don't even remember where I need to go. That's why this part is so terrible, because you're wandering around forever and you're like, I just want out of here.
Sarah, how the hell are we going to make sure the Ark makes it?
Every launch is a crapshoot, you know that.
I just wish these numbers looked better.
What do you care? It's just a pack of data, right?
Yeah, just a pack of data.
Alright, so we're gonna eliminate rooms systematically. So, using my sound cues.
There's no one immediately close to you.
No. I think, yeah, we can't pull that wrench out of there.
I also think you're safe while data buffering.
Where are you? It got out of hand. I'm in sector RD4. Did you get everyone downstairs?
Yeah, we're safe for now. But you need to get moving. They're gonna figure out where we are and come for us.
Don't worry about it. The stairs are blocked, and I killed the elevator. Pull the connector chip from the lock.
Why? That means you're stuck as well.
Only way to keep you guys safe. Take the shuttle, go to Omicron.
God damn it, Juan. You just had to be the hero, you bastard.
Good luck, sir. Tell Alice I love her.
Brandon Juan, the hero of the story. Way more than Simon is. So
Sacrificed his life to make sure that his loved ones got just one step farther than he did.
I know that this is the exit. But we need a
connector part is missing.
We need a chip. So we need to find the chip, and we need to take it to that security office that we were in momentarily ago and calibrate it. Meanwhile, Akers is moving through the vents. This is a very Alien Isolation-esque segment, actually.
Which we will actually be playing soon. Not our next edition.
Yeah, it will be
of Loresworn After Dark.
the third.
Yep.
The third After Dark game is going to be Alien Isolation.
Immediately following SOMA, the next week that is following SOMA, is going to be Bioshock.
And
so
there he is.
Poor guy.
Alright, so...
And he did not die the way that Akers traditionally kills people. He had his throat torn out.
Yeah, he got the worst of it. Alright,
There's Akers.
We don't want to look at him,
Ah,
because looking at the enemies in this game can actually alert them to your presence. There's no door over here, and he cannot break windows. But if he sees us looking at him through the window, he will come around and kill us. I can tell you that much. So we're going to not move, we're going to not look at him, and we're going to wait for the screen distortion to go away. We're gonna Bob Ross it.
Yeah, we're gonna
He's
use
getting
some.
closer.
We're gonna take these feelings. We're gonna take these feelings of terror, and we're gonna make a waterfall with them.
Push the chair at him.
All right, I can hear him. He's around the corner. He's eating something. He's actually right on the other side of this wall right now.
Oh, then I can't see you.
No.
We're not safe.
Let's go ahead and do the data buffer, though.
Get me, motherfuckers! You hear me?
That data buffer was Brandon Wan's last moments.
Yes, it was. Oh, there he is. He's over there now.
It just let's talk about frictional games and their talent for atmosphere. We just hid from one of this game's most fearsome foes behind the corpse of one of its greatest heroes.
Yes.
We took up residence behind Brandon Wan's corpse and waited for David Akers to go away.
Well, and that's the other thing we were talking about is this game has no disposable characters. Everyone has a story. You can follow every single member of Pathos 2. You can find out what division they were in and follow their path right up until their death and know exactly how it happened. Alright, so we're going to have to do some serious Aussie piss bolt here.
Nice reference.
Those of you that don't know, Aussie piss bolts is the Australian rules for shotgun in determining who gets to sit in the front seat of the car. Whether it actually originated in Australia or is even a thing, I don't know. But there was a guide, a very popular article on the internet some years ago.
Closed doors, buddy.
We just need to find the security office, actually.
You know what? At one point, they should make a piece fall off of you so that as you walk, you clank.
That would suck.
Think, 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 think.
Okay, so no acres, no acres, no acres. And now things get worse.
We found the security office,
That's good.
and Akers
That's
and his
good.
people killed the lights.
I don't know that they're people, necessarily.
We are in a bad situation, folks.
Yeah. Alright. So, key control. Did we read the security messages?
They're all correct.
Alert!
Yeah. So, key control, update, connector chip.
We now have the ability to leave, but we've got to get there.
Yes, and we have to get there without using a flashlight, because Akers will see that shit.
No.
And he'll be like, I'ma get you! I'ma get you!
He'll say it more like,
Yeah, that's what he's actually saying, is when you hear that sound, he's saying, I'ma get you. So we know he's close.
So should you turn out the lights?
You can't.
There is no light switch
switch
in this room.
We know he's close.
I think he actually will come in here, so I'm gonna hide until I hear him go back into the vent. Or if he comes in here, we'll just
die.
We will just study floor tiles in an academic capacity. We will have such discussions of floor tiles. Now, another thing
It's all dark.
that I believe is true of this game that is somewhat interesting. Oh, no. No.
Bob Ross, buddy, you're okay.
I'm okay.
Bob Ross in it.
He has not made the I see you and I'm gonna kill you sound yet. So we're alright. We can't see anything. This is terrible YouTube content. You're looking at a gray and black wall. So he's behind us. He's still pretty close. But he has not noticed us, and as long as we don't move our feet and merely pivot around in a turret-like fashion, like many video game protagonists do. Alright, there he goes. He's ambling away. Ambling and shambling.
That is one dangerous dude.
that is one dangerous dude. I believe he went around the corner to the right, so we're gonna cut through to the left. Actually, we're gonna have to basically follow him. And I hear him behind us. It's okay. Because we found the exit. Okay. So we need to put the chip in. Get in the elevator. Get in the elevator.
Get press the button.
Run!
Oh.
Okay. So, the first time I did that, it took me significantly longer to find the right buttons to press, and he was right on top of me when the doors closed. It was not a fun time.
To be fair, I think he was only a good 20 or 30 yards away from being on top of us this time.
He was coming around the corner when I hit the button, so... Yeah!
But, of course, all victories in SOMA are transient.
And this part is... This is... I don't like this part. I don't even want to do this part. I just don't even want to do it.
Well, because, yeah, Akers or one of his proxies... We're effectively immortal. We're robots.
We're okay. But, man... Just nothing can be easy.
And remember that Akers is not alone. He has proxies. Evading him or putting substantial distance between us and him does not necessarily mean safety.
And I don't even know if this part is possible to... I mean, we'll try. I think this is scripted, but... There's a part like this in Amnesia, too. And, yeah. Nothing we can do. He gets us. There he is. And, yeah.
How far do we have to go back?
No, that's actually supposed to... That's a scripted moment. So that is actually... We didn't screw up or anything. That is a part of the game that's supposed to happen.
What?
And frictional.
So he doesn't eat us?
Well, that's the interesting thing about the monsters on this station. They don't ever seem to want to, like, destroy you. They just, you know, knock you over and...
It's okay.
What?
Is this real?
It's over now. Relax.
Ashley? What are you doing here?
Hanging out, like couples do.
We're not...
You don't want me?
Yes, of course, but... What happened?
We fell in love.
And you see, that right there is a great character moment because that's how Simon Jarrett knew it was a lie.
Yeah.
She said those words and it jarred him free.
So the WoW tried to use Akers to plug us into his machine and give us a happy existence. He doesn't actually want us dead. His mission was to preserve humanity. And so all these people we've been seeing hooked up to this crap are basically inside a simulation he created where he's trying to preserve humanity and not allow anyone to die. He has an extremely flawed view on how to do that. That involves turning people into those things.
And it's a great character moment for Simon Jarrett that a single phrase, "We fell in love," broke the illusion because he knows that didn't happen.
Ashley was not in love with him. She did not reciprocate his emotions. And so that could not be the real Ashley, even though it's the Ashley he wished she was.
Which also shows us, I think, if you dig a little deeper, that Simon Jarrett is a man of character.
He is. Yeah, Akers is, I'm pretty sure, still down here, yeah. Yeah, there he is. Okay, so... I'm trying to remember how to solve...
there he is!
Yeah, I know.
Got an eye on him.
This is the other thing Frictional does. They make you interact with their monsters. They don't let you just sidestep them. It's like, you're going to have to be in the same room with this thing for the next 10 minutes. Figure out how to deal with it. I think we can actually crawl under this, maybe? Yeah, anyway, so welcome to the segment of SOMA where everything is horrible forever, because it really doesn't get better from here. It's like gore and weird machines and...
Well, we're sprinting headlong into the third act.
This is par for the rest of the game, pretty much.
And that's why we're sprinting headlong into the third act.
Like, you get to a certain point of... I think he knows where we are. I have a suspicion. Honestly, for the sake of progressing the game, this area might involve a certain amount of me charging headlong into the jaws of death, just so we can continue making progress. So maybe expect some of that. Sorry if it kills the tension for you a little bit, but at some point or another that needs to happen.
We're hoping to complete this game in 8 or so episodes.
Yeah. But I'll try to stay alive, at least for the sake of preserving the idea that monsters are bad and we don't want to touch them. Alright, there's nothing down there. This is super stressful. I mean, it really is super, super stressful.
You know, the lighting is a big reason why, too. It's just so dark.
We might have gotten him to enter a dormant phase, but we'll keep listening. That's another thing Frictional does that actually is to the player's benefit. The creatures will enter every once in a while a dormant phase if you've been stuck in one spot for a long time.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Otherwise, you wouldn't...
Well, it's to prevent the strategy where players are just forced to hide indefinitely, which is not a fun game.
Well, and yeah, you could... Progress could vanish.
He knows we're in here, but I don't think he'll find us if we hide under the stairwell. Yeah, he's right behind us. The other thing is he's just as hindered by the dark as we are. So,
which is something that can be both a disadvantage to us and an advantage. He can be hid from. He can be hidden from.
Right, but it also means we can't use our flashlight because that actually has a strong effect on whether or not he can perceive us.
And we can't see him coming half as well.
So he's off to the left, and that's actually where we need to go right now. Yeah, I'm at the point of just... I'm gonna try to do what I can do, and if he kills us, he kills us.
Go, TJ.
Now I see that here's the problem is I've once again lost track of where we are or what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, we're in the vent. We're safe. Remember we were talking about how the creepy vents are paradoxically islands of safety in this game? Of course, that's how long we get to be safe for.
You know, just to comment on, like, Alien Isolation, I played Alien Isolation for the first time. Like, I think it was one of... Not the game I played after I first played through SOMA, but one of them.
Uh-huh.
Like, and... I thought that I would be safe in the same spaces, and I wasn't. And it took a good hour, and I think about 5 deaths to retrain myself.
Well, that's the thing about when we get to Alien Isolation. I'm sure we'll be talking about this a lot, but you really can't ever feel safe in that game because of how the procedural AI causes the creature to behave. Like, I know roughly how Acres is going to act. Having played through this game before, I kind of know his shtick. Which makes a repeat playthrough not anywhere near as terrifying as the first playthrough. But Alien Isolation, you could encounter the alien doing completely different things in the exact same areas on 2 different playthroughs, which I think is really what made that game something special in the horror space and in the gaming space in general.
And another interesting thing to, I guess, maybe it's something to look forward to, I certainly think it is, for when we get to Alien Isolation after BioShock, is neither TJ nor I actually finished that game.
Yeah,
a playthrough to completion.
Yeah, neither of us have finished Alien Isolation, so...
I played through maybe 10 hours, most of which were unsuccessful hours, so I have no idea how far I got in the game.
So I'm going to have to do the rat maze thing, because I actually don't know where we need to go right now.
No. So basically that is to say a good 2/3 or 1/2 of Alien Isolation we'll experience with you guys for the first time.
Yes. I feel like there's supposed to be a way to get down there. Like
Jesus,
underneath.
Casey just shook and I damn near leaped out of my skin. Go, man.
Ah, was that
Casey
him?
the Lord
Was that a
Dog.
thing? Oh,
No.
it wasn't. Thought I saw a thing.
We'll know
Thought I saw a thing.
if we get close to him, because the screen will get all jittery.
And he'll scream like someone without vocal cords.
Which is ironic because that noise is only something that someone with vocal cords could make.
Oh, there you go, being all literal.
I mean, it
Policing
really
my
is.
comments. There you go.
It really is
all right.
only
They're
something you
fine.
can make with vocal cords.
Yeah, see, I actually don't know where we're supposed to go right now, so... Okay, I think this is it.
Casey's coming to check out what we're doing.
Ah!
That's a hiding spot. Okay, here we go. Making progress. I'm going to shut the door. At least, if anything, it'll give us some advance warning if he's getting close, because we'll hear him trying to pound on the door. So there's the other side of that door. Alright, he's coming. He's coming for us.
Wait, was that a person? Was that him?
What's that?
Was that
Yeah,
him?
he knows we're
Oh, yeah.
here, but he doesn't see us.
He knows we're here. He's looking. I think I was actually supposed to go into that vent back there, so people were probably screaming at me to do that.
TJ, go
Look.
into the vent.
Green light, red light, yellow light. There's all different kinds of lights on the wall. Isn't it amazing the spectrum of colors that we can
We
create?
fully endorse the Bob
modern
Rossian.
electronics.
We fully endorse the Bob Rossian mechanism of dealing with horror games.
Yeah.
No.
It'll get you through some tough situations.
Okay, where the hell is he? He sounds like he's still over to our right.
He's right there.
Okay, I can hear echoes now, which means he's a little further away.
Go in the vent.
Okay. I'm gonna shut that behind us. And we're gonna go ahead and crawl through here. Okay. Did I mention that this is like one of my least favorite parts of the entire game?
You don't like this game at all. Why are you playing
I love this game. This is my game of the year for 2016. Yeah, super messed up. Super messed up. I actually think that those little holes under the doors are an excuse for him to be able to,
Find this. Wait, was he there?
Yeah.
How did he get over there? How does that even work?
Which way is he gonna go? We're gonna go the opposite of whatever way he goes. Alright, he's heading back. That's where we need to go, so we're just gonna tag along behind him. We're gonna have a little tag-along adventure.
Oftentimes, the safest place
tagging along with Acres
is behind the antagonist when he doesn't know you're there.
Alright.
Trick is to be sure that he continues to not know that you're there. Ah!
I don't actually see him now.
He disappeared.
I know he's nearby. Oh, fuck.
Ah, he saw you! He saw you!
Oh, fuck.
What's funny is our travails...
Close it! Close it! Close it!
What's funny is our travails have occupied the notice of Casey. And
oh, really?
She is watching the game with rapt
Is
interest.
Casey the lore dog picking up on our stress level?
He's gonna be right there.
He's probably just like right outside the vent, yeah. Could you stop wheezing creepily?
Good lord.
This is such a creepy game.
It really is.
Oh yeah, let's see. Well, what's that little blue light? It's another person glued to the wall. Okay, so he might have entered dormancy.
You know what? Somebody should just do a haunted house based on this game. It'd be so freaking cheap. All you need is a giant warehouse.
It would be
you need
highly
a bunch
effective.
Of goop, and then you need one actor who just randomly follows people around and makes noises that apparently DM thinks cannot be made with vocal cords.
So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to study his movement patterns until we find a way to get past him. It might involve a little bit of Aussie pistol.
Oh, he's still there.
So he's still here, in spite of everyone and everything.
He's gone.
It's hearkening
Now he's still
to a Welsh national ballad there. If you understood that reference, thumbs up. You may be as big a nerd as the Loresworn crew. It's a very apt saying that they use in Wales. We're still here in spite of everyone and everything. That pretty much sums up Welsh history. Alright, so he goes down that hallway, or does he go down to the left? Alright, we're just gonna not look at him. Alright, that door is locked. So that is obviously...
No, we're stuck.
No, we're okay. If we don't move and stay in the corner, he will walk right by us. We're gonna study these lines on the floor. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the way, not something Simon Jarrett would be remotely capable of in this situation. We're okay, actually. I'm just gonna even take my hand off the mouse.
As long as we don't look at him, we don't aggro him.
There's no way if you were Simon in this situation you would be able to use this tactic. You would go nuts from terror. You would completely lose your mind. Alright, so he's in the other room. That gives us an opportunity to go ahead and sneak on by here. And down this hallway. And we're gonna shut the door behind us. Oh man, there is a part worse than this. I just remembered.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is not even the worst part.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would kind of hope this isn't the worst part because it's not yet done.
This is scary as shit, y'all.
This is scary as shit, and I'm confused now. Alright, here we go.
Pump that handle, TJ. Pump it!
Okay, it's back and forth, side to side. Okay, so the power's back on. Which is partially a good thing and partially a terrible thing.
So wait, if he ripped his eyes out, why does the dark inhibit him as much as it inhibits us?
What was that?
If he ripped his eyes out, why does the dark become a problem for him?
I think the WoW helps him see through, like, computer chips or something. Yeah, he's there. He's not aware of us, though.
He's like,
and now he's aware of us. So, I don't know if this is the right direction, but we're just gonna move quickly. Quickly.
Ah, go in the vent. Go in the vent.
Into the vent. Into the vent. Okay. I have no concept of what that actually did. But we're gonna wander around until we figure out what it did.
What? He's gonna magically be at the other end of this vent.
Well, yeah, that's what I realized, is those gaps under the doors are supposed to explain how he can get from one area to the next when he's clearly not following you through the vents.
So, there's this great scene in Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, where they're interviewing this guy who basically wants to take up the mantle of Freddy Krueger.
Uh-huh.
And they wake up one morning and he's doing all of these calisthenics in the backyard, and he's like doing push-ups. He's kind of a scrawny guy, so he's not doing it very well, but he's very like intense about it. And they're like, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, "Are you kidding? It's so hard being a bad guy like this, of this caliber. You have to be able to literally walk faster than everybody else is running and not be out of breath. You just have to be ahead of them at all times, and just cardio is essential." It was oh my gosh.
When they stop looking at you, that's when you can run, but only when they don't know you're running.
Otherwise, you have to just be able to essentially power walk and not breathe hard.
Hey Casey, you wanting to be included in what's going on here?
Yeah, I think
hilarious.
that she's... Alright, he's right next to us.
Oh!
Right there.
That's pretty cute.
Alright, he's around the corner. Jeez, I don't like this right now.
I don't either. This is scary. Get out of here.
Dead
There aren't any better
end.
places.
There are no better places. It only gets worse. We should really stay here, honestly.
I was gonna say, you should just curl up.
Yeah,
Just be
'cause
like, here guys, attach
There
me to the
there
wall.
was a point in Amnesia: The Dark Descent where that was like the conclusion I came to. Is like, I'm just gonna stay in this room and turn the game off. Like, I don't ever want to finish this game. It's not worth it. Like, I'm just gonna stay in this corner where I know it's safe, and I'm just gonna delete this game off of my hard drive. It got to that point.
Did you just spill?
Yep.
I have a bad feeling at this point that I was not supposed to backtrack all the way back here. Alright, I'm in total, like, GTFO mode now. It's like, I don't give a shit, Acres. You chase me. You chase me through the vent. I don't know if that's possible, but you're welcome to try. Oh, did he close that behind us? That was nice of him. Hi. I'm actually shocked he did not see us. I think we were saved by directional vision there. Acres. Acres. Maybe we're the scary ones now. Maybe you should be scared. Maybe you should be scared to be in here with us.
We're not scary.
We're a freaking headless girl with a computer shoved in her brain. That's pretty creepy, right?
That's actually
That is actually creepy. And we killed that other robot, so he probably thought that we were the monster in the horror game.
With a stun baton.
Yeah.
Oh.
We whacked him.
That was
really bright just now.
Yeah, in a dark room.
My eyes actually hurt. Yeah, you can't get me. You can't get me, mofo. Yeah, you just try. I'm stuck on a staircase
No! No!
I talk a big game. I talk a big game.
He just brained your ass.
He did. I got completely stuck. Yeah, I'm just, at this point, hoping not have to do this area again, so I'll try not to die one more time, because then we will have to reload a checkpoint. Now we've got heavy breathing.
No!
We've got more static sounds. It's just everything gets worse after the first time you get hit. I have no freaking clue if we're going the right way. That looked like an arm coming out of the darkness, which I'm sure was entirely intentional. Yeah, we're going around in circles and people are yelling. And when trust me, trust me, when I watch back through this and I'm not under pressure, I see the same things you do. It's just really hard to navigate a stressful game like this when you're under stress yourself.
Oh, absolutely
TJ,
it is. And the game.
All I'm hearing are excuses. That's all I'm hearing.
She's a wicked coach. Okay, I gotta tell you this, right? This interesting Chloe story. So first time I take her down to I'm boxing and I want to show off to the pretty girl, right? So I take her down to watch me spar with a bunch of big shots at a gym down south, and it was not a good day for me. I was not on the top of my game. I was maybe a little over enthusiastic because, of course, you know, I'm trying to show off to the pretty girl in the room. So I get just whooped, and afterwards I try to be like, you know, it was a bad day for me. I winded myself a little too much in my warm up. I just didn't feel sharp. You know, things weren't optimum. And she says the same thing. Like, all I'm hearing right now is excuses. It's like, oh well, all right, fair, fair. That is what you are hearing.
I know this is like the third time we've been through this event, but I think this is actually the side we're supposed to be on. Is the one that's over here.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I kind of know where we are now. I kind of know. There's Acres. Stop talking to me, WoW. Wow, you are one creepy motherfucker. Okay, so this is not where we're supposed to be. This is like where we were hiding at the very beginning of the game. I'm so turned around. I'm sorry, guys. This is not interesting for the YouTube viewers, I know, because they're screaming at me that I've gone past the correct path. This is exactly what happened on the Curie.
Well, and that is why, if this gets too awful, there is a magical tool that we have available to us.
Wait, I think that maybe this is where I was supposed to go?
And that tool is called video editing.
Yes. So is the power on? I don't even remember what I need to do. Jesus. So this is where we woke up. So by process of elimination, we can determine this is not where we're supposed to be. Maybe there was another switch we had to flip, like another power switch. Is this, yeah, okay. So this is not involved in our escape. As you can see, the tunnel is completely blocked. So our goal is not to turn this thing back on.
Okay.
See, I was so, like, rattled and stressed out when I played this part the first time that I actually have no memory other than pumping that power piston thing of what I'm actually supposed to do.
Huh.
So, we're gonna play... I mean, we're back at the beginning of the area, basically, so if Acres kills us, that's where we're gonna start back.
And he is trying.
He's gonna try his damnedest.
He's there.
Yeah, so this is a dead end. We're gonna see if he catches up to us. He didn't even come close to keeping up with us. It's
Gotta
not
get that cardio.
It's not actually difficult to run around him if you have room. That's definitely a valid tactic in this game. Is to just dodge around the monsters.
You know, what I like about frictional games is realistic tactics are valid tactics. Like, you can run, you can hide, both work. You just have to do both correctly.
Yeah, so he's right there right now. He can't see us.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. It's getting actually to the point where the reason I'm calming down and the reason I'm more willing to engage him aggressively is that my epinephrine has completely cycled through, and I'm on a down cycle right now because I have used so much adrenaline in this segment thus far. Like, I don't have any left to make me tense, so it's like I'm on that serene kind of zen stage.
Well, it's that serene kind of zen when you get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, so hopefully that leads us out of this segment of the game.
Okay, so this is definitely where we need to go, because we've exhausted the other paths. So this is definitely the correct path. Crawling through this vent is definitely correct, and we don't want to loop back around.
Okay, keep going.
The door on the other, the area on the other side of this looks similar in the dark when you're not paying attention, and that's why I got confused so many times. So this is an area where
there he is, there he is,
yeah,
there he is.
he always gets there so quickly. It's kind of not fair.
Did you see him frickin' trying to shove his face into that vent? That was creepy and cool.
Yeah. He tries to shove his face into a lot of things. Don't you fucking dick? That's another coping mechanism called behaving with hostility towards the thing that
Don't make us have to use the beep too much, though.
Oh, we don't need to use the beep. We found out why those YouTube videos were demonetized, and it didn't have anything to do with our language, so... Now, here's the thing that will have me especially vexed. If it turns out that these areas all loop back around on each other anyway, and that's why they looked so similar. Okay, glowy fungus, I think, is a good sign. I think that means we're on the right track when we see glowy fungus. Nope, that's a big loop. Okay. So this is a loop. Where is he? I saw him for a second. He's over there. He sounds like he needs a lozenge.
For his non-vocal cord vocal cords.
Acres, would you like a lozenge? Alright, he is on the other side of this pipe, roughly. I would just sprint past him, but we've made so much progress now. This is just the worst. This is the worst section of... No, it's not the worst. There is one...
I would say it's number 2 or number 3, though.
Yeah, probably number 2. I remember... There's at least one section that's definitely worse. There's another section that is debatably worse. Like, depending on how you want to quantify it, you could make the argument that it's worse. And of course we're knocking shit over, making a lot of noise. I just don't want to be in here with you anymore, dude. You're patrolling back and forth, trying to use my audio cues. It's not really working. Alright, are you finally coming over here? As soon as you get past this... You can go ahead and trot your way over there. Okay. So this is good. This is what I want. Alright.
Very good.
Around
man.
behind him.
Sneaking
I'm not going
around.
to trip over any tools and alert him that we're here. We're going to use this.
Now would be the perfect time for them to have something fall off your suit.
Yep. Okay. I'm feeling some relief here. Much like Simon is. And I think we need to go into the other vent. I think that's correct. If not, we will remember that that is another path to explore.
I hope the mic picked up a little bit of Casey commentary right there.
Oh, did she?
She's like, oh.
I couldn't actually hear her. Alright, so I think this is correct. I think we do not need to traverse any more vents. I think that we need to stay on the far side of both vents. Yeah, I think this is still correct. I don't hear any footsteps. Now I hear footsteps.
Oh, he's coming back. This is his spot. He comes there.
This is one of his spots. Okay, so we've gotten around him in this area multiple times. I think this is the last time we're going to have to do it.
I really wish you could just go.
Yeah. Alright.
Poof!
No, don't. We want to lure him, sort of. We want him to get interested in coming this way.
There we go.
Because if he just stands on the corner, there's no way to get around him.
Throw something.
I don't see any physics objects nearby. I mean, we could sprint, but we've come so far at this point.
Yeah.
We've come so far. Actually, we could probably survive one hit from him right now.
Run!
We got it. We're chill.
Nice.
We got around him. We did it. We stepped on a wrench.
That looks promising.
And there's the security door.
Yay!
We're going to shut that behind us. That's where we should have gone the whole time. It was right next to us, and we just spent a whole lot of time screwing around, making zero progress whatsoever. And I'm sure the people on YouTube just loved that fact. I'm sure nobody watched that and were screaming at me that I went down the wrong hallway for the last 45
It's funny.
minutes.
It's a study in what stress and like the chemicals that fill us with it can do to us.
And now we have just a nice, relaxing platforming puzzle segment. And I'm not being facetious to freak you guys out. That's really what this area is. Do I remember exactly how to solve it? No. But we're gonna go ahead and take our
Platforming
to,
from the brilliant Sonic the Hedgehog to the abysmal Battletoads can be figured out with trial and error.
Yeah, we're just gonna take the time to do it the right way. I actually don't think coming up here helps us that much. Yeah, actually the exit is over there somewhere. I don't know why they put in all these extra ladders.
To confuse you.
They're not really useful, and they just kind of make you spend a lot of time in this area needlessly. But yeah, I remember this was a section I had some difficulty with, but man, was I just so glad to be out of that room with Akers.
Yeah, and to have him behind a thick, sturdy door with no idea that we went through it.
Well, and you can tell, this is another example of just like good storytelling is the tone of this room.
There's green things.
You can tell that it's not going to be like, you can tell that you have a respite from the terror for now.
You do. Everything is well lit. It's wide open. Nothing could sneak up on you here.
Living stuff.
There's no weird atmospheric sounds happening. The soundtrack has, gone completely in a different direction. It's very very much a breath of fresh air from what we just came to, which is somewhat ironic because I'm currently underwater. But it's a breath of fresh water, which for a robot is as good as air.
Good as anything.
Yeah, we don't.
Considering the fact that we're not taking breaths of anything, really, probably.
Nope.
No breaths.
maybe I did need to go up here and then I need to jump across.
But what if you die?
We'll just restart at the beginning of the puzzle. They're not that mean. Frictional loves to troll, but they troll in ways that are like, I see what you did there. You got me. Or they don't troll in ways that are like, are you shitting me? Yeah, as I seem to recall, there's some sort of thing where we have to do a thing.
Leap, jump.
Oh, there we go. That's TJ's definitive strategy guide to SOMA. I seem to recall that there's some sort of thing where we have to do a thing. Alright, let's not fall off. I think, yeah, that's where we need to go. Took some damage, but that's okay. Okay.
Brilliant.
So,
this looks ominous.
Yeah, now we get to go down a spooky tunnel.
With red lighting. Red lighting is very rarely a good sign in this game.
Red lighting means, hey, guess what?
Something's about to try to kill you.
You just did that part, and now you're going to have to go back into the scary zone.
The zone where ordinary things do not happen very often. If you guys get that reference, we'll give you a shout out.
We will.
On all our social media.
If you can tell us where the zone where normal things don't happen very often comes from, you will be Loresworn fan of the day.
And will receive all the privileges and attention that such an entity is entitled to.
Yep.
So, if you just notice, a huge alarm went off.
And there he is.
And, of course...
How did he do that?
He caught us.
He almost got us, but then the pipes flooded.
Casey is offering her commentary.
Yeah.
It's okay, girl.
And, yeah.
Is that supposed to happen?
Yes.
Yep.
This is exactly what's supposed to happen.
And this is how we got away from that individual.
That particular individual.
And, I do believe I'm correct in saying so. That is the last we'll see of Mr. Akers.
I believe you may be correct.
Oh, awesome. So there's a bad guy coming up?
Well, there are definitely other bad guys. But that is where we're going to leave it off for episode 5.
As we are underwater staring our next challenge in the face.
Back out in the open sea, and we need to get to Omicron is our next goal. So, as always, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow us. Man. Yeah, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, at Loresworn Order, at AsaTJ, at DM Schmeier, and at ChloeLiz05. And we will be back. If you're watching this on its release day,
we'll be back tomorrow.
Follow Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casey's traumatized by that.
I want a Twitter.
We should actually make her Twitter. I know we've talked about doing that, but
all that to say, y'all, if you're watching this on
Thursday, which is the night it goes up, we'll be back with episode 6 tomorrow, Friday.
And we're nearing the end. I mean, we're not at the end. I don't want to rush you, but
I think we're
nearing the climax, folks.
We're in the last 30 to 40% of the game here. Yeah.
And we're hoping to have some BioShock for you guys in July.
Yeah, that's our next big game.
I'm so excited.
I know we're not deviating far from the theme of like creepy underwater dystopia, but
we are after BioShock gonna go to creepy space dystopia.
Yeah, there you go. So
we're thinking. Tell us what you think. We're thinking of releasing our full slate, the next 5 games we have in mind for After Dark, just to get some opinions, get some
Casey
feedback.
has opinions that are
Get some opinions, get some feedback, and we're enjoying bringing this to you guys. So join us tomorrow, and if you're watching this on Thursday, and we'll continue being stressed.
If you're among the vast majority of people that are watching this long after it's posted, you can go ahead and click on episode 6 right now. Look at that; it's like time travel.
That's crazy, guys.
There it is, right in front of your face.
Amazing.
You're Marty McFly. We're Doc motherfucking Brown, and we're bringing you the magic.
And thanks for tuning in. This has been Loresworn After Dark.